Hi, welcome to PBS Homeroom. My name is Miss Angela, and I love teaching preschool. And one of the reasons I love teaching preschool is simply because it's fun! I brought with me two helpers. This is...
I'm Aubrey.
And...
I'm Connor.
They're going to help us along today as we go through our fun science experiments. Now, as I said, did I say what this week is about yet?
No.
I don't think I did. Can you guess what this week is about? Do you think they can guess? Maybe if we help them along with a little hoppity hop, hoppity hop, hoppity hop. Oh, I think I hear some kids saying,
Cute
My
little
little
bunny.
bunnies! How fun with our cute little bunnies.
Cute little bunnies.
So,
Yes.
what do we know about bunnies already?
They're fluffy.
Oh, they're definitely fluffy. I can even feel our fluffy ears up here. What else about bunnies?
So fluffy.
Yes. What do they eat?
Carrots.
Carrots and celery, lettuce. So they are herbivores, which means they only eat plants. So we know they're fluffy. We know they're cute. We know they're herbivores, which means they only eat plants. What else about bunnies?
They have cute, adorable tails.
They do have cute, adorable little fluffy cottontails and cute long ears. You know what? I bet we could draw a bunny.
I bet
We already know that it has cute long ears and a fluffy tail. So let's give that a try. We're gonna head over to our big writing chart board where we can show you how to draw a bunny. So give us one moment because we're gonna have to scoot this way to the chart. See you there. Welcome over to the chart board. These two are gonna show you how to draw bunnies. I'm gonna step over there so I'm out of the way. Now, when we think of bunnies, we have our, what do we have first?
The face.
The face. Of course we need a face. So we're gonna draw a circle for the face.
I'm just gonna, what should I put these in?
I'll hold them for you, thank you.
Thank you.
And we already said that bunnies have really cute long
Ears.
ears. Let's give those bunnies some really cute ears.
Bunny tastic.
And they have front little legs.
So cute. Legs.
And if they have front legs, do you
Then
know
they
how many?
gotta have back legs.
That's right. They don't have arms like we do. They have two front legs and two back legs. And their back legs are a little bigger. And of course, we can't forget about that cute little cottontail.
Bunny tastic.
That's right. And now, what else does that bunny have?
A cute little
Please
nose.
see what am I? I want this one.
A cute little nose and little colored ears. And of course, we cannot forget the bunny's eyes.
No.
And bunnies also have some fluffy hair sticking across out of its face, kind of like whiskers. Not quite like a cat, but they do have fluff around their faces. And we have our ta-da! Connor has his ta-da! Cute little bunny.
Can I see my pink again?
And
I
let's see
want
what
to
Aubrey's
add-
come up with.
There.
Oh, she's gonna add her little fluffy hair.
And I added a smile to mine.
And a smile, because they're happy bunnies.
I have a
All right.
great idea. I want to draw something. I'm the Easter Bunny. He's the Easter Bunny.
Oh, okay. Now, with all this bunny talk makes me ready for a bunny story. How about the two of you? Since we're learning all about bunnies, we have a book with bunnies in it called The Bunnies Are Not in Their Beds.
Such beautiful illustrations.
Our beautiful illustrations. Look at those bunnies. Nighttime is here. Little bunnies are tucked in bed. Good night, sleep tight. Mama sits in her chair and Daddy sits in his. All is quiet. But then, click, clack, click, clack. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy tiptoe up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see? What are the bunnies doing?
Playing with their train set.
Playing with their train set. Back to bed, little bunnies. No more tracks on the floor. See you in the morning. Good night, sleep tight. All is quiet. Mama writes a birthday card to Grandma, and Daddy reads a book. But then, chugga, 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 chugga. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy tiptoe up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see? Oh, now what do they have out?
Their
Train set.
Train set.
with even more houses.
Yes, they have more things out now. It's not just the tracks anymore. Now they have the tracks, the trains, and houses. What are you doing, little bunnies? No more tracks, no more trains, no more mischief tonight. Good night, sleep tight. What does mischief mean?
It means you're up to no good.
Yes.
Bad no good.
All is quiet again. Mama makes tea in her teapot, and Daddy sets out the cups. But then, clip, clop, clip, clop. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy tiptoe up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see?
They got even more stuff out.
Yes, I see train tracks.
They got their toy horse on out.
Yes, and cowboy hats and lassos. What's going on, little bunnies? You're not listening to us. No more tracks, no more trains, no more horses, no more mischief tonight. Good night, sleep tight. Do you think they're going to stay in bed this time?
No.
All is quiet again. Mama is sipping her tea, and Daddy is slicing some cake. Zoom, zoom, vroom!
Whoa.
What's all that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy walk up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see?
Oh, I think they might even have more stuff.
Oh, what did they get out this time?
Race cars?
Race cars. Little bunnies, back
And
to bed.
Flags.
Yes, back to bed before we count to 3. No more tracks, no more trains, no more horses, no more cars. No more mischief. 1, 2, 3. Good night, sleep tight.
I really don't think so.
All is quiet again. Mama turns off the lights and Daddy pulls down the shades. But then, boom, 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 honk, 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 clash,
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 smash. What's all that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mama and Daddy march up the stairs, open the door, and what do they see?
Yep, guessed it, even more.
Yes, and now it looks like they're being a
band.
a marching band. There will be no more noise, little bunnies. Not the click or the clack of a track, not the chugga of a train, not the clip or the clop of a horse, not the zoom or vroom of a car, not the boom or the honk or the clash or the smash of a big bunny band, not a wiggle, not a giggle, not a sound. Good night, good night, good night. Out go the lights, all is quiet again, not a sound in the house. The good little bunnies must be in their beds. But then,
Tip tap, tippity tap, doop tee.
what is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. They tiptoe down the hall, open the door, and what do they see? Mama and Daddy, tucked into bed, fast asleep at last. Hooray, whisper the bunnies. We can play all night long. But then, and what are they playing on? It looks like the couch.
They're having a pillow fight, jumping on the couch. They're playing with their dog, and they're playing a prank on covering him up. They're playing underneath the table, and he's reading.
Yawn. Snuffles. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are all fast asleep. Good night, everybody. Big and small, sweet bunny dreams to one and all. Good night, sleep tight. The end. Thank you for joining us for our story. And now we're going to switch gears a little bit. We are going to talk about some vocabulary words, special words we're going to use for our next activity. We kind of need to know what these words are before we do it. So we're going to head over to the dry erase board now. See you in just a moment. Hi, welcome over to the dry erase board where we wrote down 2 special words we're going to learn. And they're both really big words. The first word, I'm going to scoot out of the way so you can see it. The first word is
Experiment.
experiment. What does that mean?
I think we learned about it in another episode.
We did.
I mean, a ton of episodes ago.
Yes.
When you were doing that art one with the
Yes.
thing, with the
art
hand.
one with the hand. What does experiment mean?
It means to I don't know the definition.
That's okay, because that's why we're here to learn. Experiment is when you want to find something out. And so you're going to do a test or a science project. Now, the other word up there is
hypothesis.
Excellent try reading that big word. That is hypothesis. What in the world does that mean?
It means what you think for your experiment.
That's
It's
right.
an educated guess.
That's right. It's an educated guess. That means when you do your experiment, you're going to try to guess what's going to happen before you do it to find the answer. Now, we now need to move to yet another part of the classroom, which is our science section of the classroom.
I love doing science.
Me too! So let's head over to science so we can start our science experiment and make our hypothesis. Hi, welcome to our science center. We're going to do a science experiment using peeps. Peeps shaped like bunny faces. We're going to be putting them in oil, corn syrup, vinegar, and water. And that's what we have labeled back there. I'm going to scoot out of the way again so we can see. Aubrey, will you point to the oil? That one's the oil in yellow. The corn syrup is the one that's under the pink label. The vinegar is the one under the green label. And then we have our water under the blue label. We are going to take a peep and put one peep in each cup. These are the peeps. What are peeps? These are peeps.
No, what are
They look like bunnies. Okay, Aubrey, will you put one in the oil and corn syrup? And Connor, will you put one in the vinegar and one in the water? Now, we're going to make guesses to what these will do. Yellow, we are going to stick this underneath our guess for the oil. What do you think is going to happen in the corn syrup?
I think it might become more mushy.
More mushy. What about with the vinegar?
It might
Disintegrate a little.
Disintegrate. What does that mean, Aubrey, for our friends at home who might not know what that means?
It's slowly getting smaller and smaller, and pieces of it are kind of just disappearing.
Yes, and when we put it in solution, we call it dissolve. So you think it might dissolve. Will you put that under vinegar? And what do you think is going to happen in the water?
I think it might dissolve too.
You think it might dissolve in the water?
And become more mushy.
Mushy and
Both of those.
dissolve
Both of those guesses.
and mushy?
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe. We are going to find out. Go ahead and put that under the water. Now with this experiment, it takes a bit of time. So we're going to pour the liquids into the cups. But then we're going to move on to another activity. And we'll come back to this later to see what happened to our peeps, our bunnies. So
Are we
Aubrey,
gonna pour them in?
we're going to pour about halfway to the cup. So not all the way to the top. Maybe about halfway to 2/3.
And half means not as much, but
It's okay, honey. Go ahead and show them what half looks like. Connor, will you pour the water and the vinegar, and Aubrey can pour the oil and the corn syrup?
It's heavy.
Just enough to cover up those bunnies. Now vinegar, it has a really strong smell. It is not fun. Aubrey, will you do the corn syrup, please?
It does
Connor,
not
you can do the water,
smell
please?
good.
No, it doesn't smell good. It has a very strong smell. The corn syrup, how does that come out, Aubrey? What's that like?
It's liquidy, but it's also kind of hard. It's like slime.
It's like slime, kind of like maybe syrup you would put on your pancakes or your waffles. It's thick and slimy. All right, we're going to leave those there, and we are going to head over back to the carpet because we have a special little song we're going to sing. Yeah, I know, so exciting. So back over to the carpet we go. We'll see you there in just a moment. Welcome back to our center time carpet. As I said, we're going to do a really fun song, and it's very short. Are you ready?
Yes.
It's about a bunny. Here comes a bunny, hippity hop, with ears so funny, flippity flop. When in danger, he sniffity sniff, then he hides in his hole, jiffity jiff. Would you like to try that at home with us? We'll sing it one more time, and we'll sing it a little slower and show you the movements.
And that was really short.
It was really short. Here comes a bunny, hippity hop, with ears so funny, flippity flop. When in danger, he sniffity sniff, then he hides in his hole, jiffity jiff. That was a lot of fun. Now we have another fun activity we get to do. Yeah. I know, this we're just full of fun activities here. We are going to use bunnies and parachutes, and we are going to try to see. I know, it's so exciting.
I always wanted to jump off a plane with a parachute.
I have. It is fun, but also, you need to be older and safe about it, and be instructed.
I think there's a picture of you guys in the family.
Yes. Okay, so we are going to try to parachute the bunnies, and we need to decide how we can get the bunnies to float down nice and not just drop. So we're going to be dropping the bunnies from different heights. Now, at home, Do you ever climb on chairs or counters or tables?
No.
You could fall and get hurt. We're going to stand up high though so we can get different levels. What is the word I'm looking for? Different heights, different elevation. That's the word. Elevation is the height. There's this elevation and this elevation. This one is higher elevation. And we're going to try to work it out so we can get the bunnies. The goal is to try to help the bunnies land softly. And we are going to do that on the other side of the room over there.
We're just hopping over the places
We are
like bunnies.
Exactly.
Good boy,
That was
good boy,
cute.
good boy,
All right,
good boy.
we're gonna, like Aubrey said, hop on over there. We'll see you in a moment.
Ow.
Hi, here's our bunnies. I know we're really far back from the camera right now, but we want to be able to see how our bunnies float down to the ground. So I'm going to step forward a little bit just so you can see our cute, adorable bunnies on their parachutes. Now, we have not done this yet. We are trying it for the first time with you because that's sometimes what happens with science experiments. You just don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm hoping we can get our bunnies to float down, but I don't know. We haven't done it yet, so you're going to try it with us. All of our bunnies are tied to a parachute.
I'm gonna unwrap it.
Yes, we are going to unwrap it.
Okay.
And there it is. Woo! Try to keep it so it's curled when you salute. Mine's very twisted. I think that might make it a little difficult for my buddy. We're going to drop our bunnies at the count of 3 and see what happens. If they flop down really hard and fast, or if they're going to float down. What do you think is going to happen to our bunnies? What is your hypothesis?
Probably just flop down on the ground.
Aubrey thinks it's just going to flop on the ground.
I
What do you
agree with
think,
Aubrey.
Aubrey? He agrees with Aubrey.
I think it would go like.
Well, it might just flop down because this bunny is a little heavy for the parachute, but I'm hoping he doesn't land too hard. So I'm going to guess that he goes down fast, but he's not going to go down hard. So raise him up. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, mine sailed a little bit.
Mine did too.
Now we're going to see what happens if we go a little higher up. If we raise our elevation, we're going to stand on these stools, reach our arms up, and try again. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Mine went down hard.
Good job, bunnies.
Yes. They didn't go quite as hard down to the ground as Aubrey thought. Huh? She was worried they were going to get smashed on the ground. Let's see if we do it again. And I don't know if maybe I can stand on my tippy toes. I don't know, maybe not. And I'm going to fling mine up into the air this time.
Gosh.
Yes, let's try that. 1, 2, 3, all the way to the ceiling and woo!
Mine actually sailed completely.
Well, that was a lot of fun. That was a very quick activity. We have one more activity to do, which is an art project. And that's the project you can find at WQLN.org on the Learning at Home page. We're going to do it here so you can see what it is and how to do it. And when we're finished with that, we're going to go check our experiment in the science section to see how our peeps are doing. All right, we're going to set up for the art project, so we're going to see you in a moment. Hi, welcome to the art table. We started the project already that you can do at home by going to WQLN.org, the Learning at Home page. And it is to make bunnies using paper towel rolls, like this. What we did was we took a paper towel roll and we cut it into thirds, so there were 3 pieces. And then we took 2 of the pieces and we squished them so they would look like the ears. And we left the other piece just the way it was to be the circular face. And then when you take it and you dip it in the paint, and you push it down on the paper like this, you get the start of a bunny face.
Like this. You take this, push it down, wiggle it around, go wiggle it. Hula!
Right.
bunny.
There we go. And then you can decorate your bunny any way you want. I used markers on this piece of paper to make the color in the ears, make eyes, nose, and a mouth. However, Aubrey and Connor, they did theirs a little different. They put theirs on a dark piece of green paper to kind of look like really dark grass. And then they glued on googly eyes and a tiny little pom-pom for the nose. You can decorate it any way you want. Enjoy your bunnies. Hi, welcome back to our science experiment that we did with the peeps. If you remembered, we put oil, corn syrup, vinegar, and water. For the corn syrup, we said that we thought it was going to stay at the bottom and the peep will turn more yellow. Well, what happened to our corn syrup? Our vegetable oil.
It looked like it made an overflow.
It did. Our tablecloth is soaking wet, and there isn't very much vegetable oil left in that cup. It pushed the oil out. How about with our vinegar? Our corn syrup. Oh my goodness, I keep saying the wrong thing. Our corn syrup, we said we thought it was going to become more mushy.
Let's see if it got.
Our corn syrup.
It did get mushy.
It did get mushy. And it's floating on the top.
That's why it was making air holes in the bottom of the cups.
There are holes in the bottom of some of these cups. Is there holes in the Oh my goodness, there are holes in some of these cups. Well, you know what? Check out this experiment then. This one with the hole in the bottom, we lost just about all of the vegetable oil. This one with a hole in the bottom, we still have a lot of the corn syrup left in it.
Only like an 8.
Why do you think that is?
Because the corn syrup's more thick and it's hard for it to press through.
It's
the
thick
hole.
and it's sticky. So we don't really know what would have happened to the vegetable oil. But you know what? That happens sometimes in science experiments. Those are called variables. And sometimes there are things that happen that you didn't really plan for or could affect your experiment. And we just found that some of our cups had holes in them that we didn't realize. Does this one have a hole? This one doesn't have a hole. And it had the vinegar in it.
And it looks like it got fizzly and it lost some of its color.
Yes, the peep lost some of its color, and there are some bubbles inside of there.
And the
Kinda
water
fizzy.
and the water kind of made the same result.
Yeah, the water is very yellow. It looks like the water took more of the yellow color out of the peep than the vinegar did. And it's floating on top. Well, you could try this experiment at home and make sure your cups don't have holes in them.
It's
And
just
you
so
can
funny
use-
you didn't realize it. And
So you can use vegetable oil, corn syrup, vinegar, water, or any other liquid that you can think of to put your peeps in to see what happens. And again, make sure there's no holes in the bottom of your cups.
And you can see what actually would
Yes.
happen.
As always, thank you for joining
joining
us
us.
today. Keep
Keep
reading,
reading,
keep learning, keep watching WQLN PBS, where learning is brought to life.